Imagine waking up every day feeling stuck in a routine that barely excites you, where each moment feels like a repeat of the last. You scroll through social media, seeing others living vibrant, meaningful lives while you wonder if there's something more waiting for you. A life that breaks free from the predictable and ordinary. This nagging feeling of dissatisfaction isn't uncommon. Many live with the quiet burden of unrealized potential and unfulfilled dreams. The world seems to reward those who rise above the crowd, yet so many remain trapped in the comfort of average, never daring to stretch beyond the familiar. What if the barrier holding you back isn't your circumstances, but a mindset quietly convincing you that average is enough? Breaking free from average living doesn't require monumental changes overnight. It begins with a subtle shift, a choice to see yourself as more than your current reality. This shift ignites a spark, a powerful energy that pushes you toward growth, purpose, and excellence. It's about recognizing that average is not a destiny, but a point on a spectrum that you can rise above with deliberate action. Living above average means embracing challenges, learning from failures, and rejecting the voice of doubt that tells you to settle. It's the understanding that your potential is vast and waiting to be tapped, but only if you commit to the journey of becoming. The journey upward isn't easy. It demands discipline, courage, and persistence. It means breaking free from societal expectations that keep you confined and daring to chart your own course. You will encounter moments of discomfort and uncertainty, but each obstacle becomes a stepping stone, molding you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Imagine a life where your daily efforts align with your deepest purpose, where each choice leads you closer to a legacy you can be proud of. That life is within your reach if you decide to rise above average and embrace the extraordinary. In a world that often celebrates the ordinary and accepts the status quo, many people find themselves living lives that feel just average. They wake up each day, go through their routines, and settle for what seems comfortable or expected. This pattern can lead to a quiet dissatisfaction, a sense that there is something more meaningful and fulfilling just beyond reach. The truth is, living an average life is not a fixed condition or an unavoidable fate. It is often the result of limited thinking, lack of clarity, or hesitation to embrace change. The potential to rise above average living lies within each person, waiting to be unlocked through intention, mindset, and purposeful action. Average living is commonly misunderstood as merely getting by, but it runs deeper than circumstance. It is a mindset that tolerates mediocrity, shies away from risk, and avoids the discomfort necessary for growth. Many are conditioned to believe that life should follow a predictable path, a steady job, steady income, and steady routine. While stability can provide comfort, it can also become a cage that restricts the discovery of true potential. To rise above average living means to challenge these limiting beliefs and to envision a life that goes beyond mere survival or convenience. The foundation of rising above average lies in understanding what it really means to live fully. It is not about comparing yourself to others or chasing external validation, but about aligning your actions with a deep sense of purpose and passion. When you begin to see your life as an opportunity to grow, contribute, and impact the world around you, the motivation to move beyond average strengthens. This transformation requires more than wishful thinking. It requires deliberate choices that prioritize growth over comfort and vision over routine. Taking this path also means accepting that growth is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, doubts, and moments when the old patterns call you back to the ease of average living. However, these challenges are part of the process, not reasons to quit. Each difficulty provides valuable lessons and builds resilience. By embracing this journey, you begin to cultivate habits and mindsets that empower you to push boundaries and create new possibilities. Ultimately, rising above average living is a commitment to oneself, a promise to seek excellence not for the sake of competition, but for the fulfillment of one's unique potential. It is an invitation to break free from limiting stories and to design a life that reflects your highest aspirations. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards are profound. A life filled with purpose, growth, and lasting impact. This is the life available to anyone willing to rise above average and step into the extraordinary. Many people find themselves trapped in a cycle of average living without even realizing it. They wake up day after day, moving through familiar routines that offer comfort but little fulfillment. This cycle is often reinforced by societal norms that promote settling for what is good enough, rather than striving for what is truly exceptional. The problem is not merely about external circumstances, but a deeper internal challenge, a mindset that accepts mediocrity as the norm. And this mindset convinces individuals that their potential is limited, that dreams are too risky, or that true success is only meant for others. One of the biggest obstacles is the fear of failure. Fear can be paralyzing, keeping people anchored to what feels safe and predictable. Taking risks, stepping outside the comfort zone, or pursuing goals that seem uncertain can feel daunting. As a result, many avoid pursuing opportunities that could lead to growth or advancement. Instead, they choose the familiar path of average living, where disappointment and failure seem less threatening. This avoidance, however, leads to stagnation, a slow erosion of ambition and hope. Another challenge is the influence of environment and peers. When surrounded by others who settle for less or who lack vision, it becomes easier to conform. The expectations and opinions of family, friends, and society at large can create invisible boundaries around what is possible. These boundaries can limit ambition and stifle creativity. People may find themselves following a predetermined path simply because it is expected, not because it aligns with their true desires or capabilities. Moreover, average living is often perpetuated by a lack of clear purpose or direction. Without a strong sense of why, it becomes difficult to push through challenges or maintain motivation. Goals may be vague or unaligned with one's passions, resulting in half-hearted efforts or distraction. This disconnect between purpose and action creates a sense of dissatisfaction and confusion. People may wonder why they feel unfulfilled despite working hard or achieving some level of success. The challenge also extends to habits and daily choices. Small, seemingly insignificant decisions made consistently can either reinforce average living or pave the way for growth. Poor time management, procrastination, negative self-talk, and unhealthy routines slowly build a foundation that limits progress. Changing these patterns requires awareness and discipline, which many find difficult to sustain without clear guidance or support. Ultimately, the problem of average living is complex and multifaceted. It is not simply about external conditions or luck, but about confronting internal barriers, fear, limiting beliefs, lack of purpose, and unproductive habits. Overcoming these challenges requires courage, intentional effort, and a willingness to change deeply ingrained patterns. Without addressing these underlying issues, the cycle of average living will continue, leaving many feeling stuck and unfulfilled. Rising above average living begins with a fundamental shift in mindset, recognizing that the limitations holding you back are often self-imposed. This awareness opens the door to growth by encouraging intentional changes in thinking and behavior. The first step is to develop clarity about what above average means to you personally, rather than accepting society's definition of success. This clarity acts as a compass, guiding your decisions and fueling your motivation. As you begin this journey, it becomes essential to embrace the idea of lifelong learning and self-improvement. Growth is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of acquiring new skills, knowledge, and perspectives. Seeking out resources, mentors, and experiences that challenge your current understanding expands your capacity and prepares you for opportunities beyond average living. Each lesson learned and each skill developed adds momentum to your progress. Another important element is cultivating discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without it, even the clearest vision remains unrealized. Developing discipline means creating daily habits that support your growth and sticking to them even when motivation wanes. This may include dedicating time for study, exercise, reflection, or creative pursuits, activities that nurture both mind and body. Over time, these consistent efforts compound, transforming small gains into significant breakthroughs. Resilience also plays a critical role in the process. Rising above average involves facing setbacks, obstacles, and criticism. Instead of allowing these difficulties to derail your progress, resilience teaches you to view them as valuable feedback and opportunities to adapt. Resilient individuals understand that failure is not the end, but part of the journey toward mastery. They respond to challenges with persistence and a willingness to adjust strategies while maintaining focus on long-term goals. Purpose acts as a powerful motivator throughout this development phase. When your actions are grounded in a meaningful purpose, you tap into a deeper source of energy that sustains effort over time. Purpose clarifies why the struggle is worthwhile and helps maintain alignment between your daily choices and bigger aspirations. It transforms hard work from a burden into an act of fulfillment. Surrounding yourself with the right environment and community also accelerates growth. Being around people who inspire, challenge, and support you reinforces your commitment to rise above average living. Positive influences help maintain accountability, provide new perspectives, and encourage healthy competition. Conversely, distancing yourself from negativity or complacency prevents old habits from pulling you back into mediocrity. Finally, embracing discomfort is crucial for development. Growth rarely occurs in comfort zones. It requires stepping into uncertainty, confronting fears, and taking risks. Each time you push beyond what feels safe, you expand your capacity to handle future challenges and build confidence in your abilities. This willingness to face discomfort is what transforms potential into real achievement. By focusing on mindset, discipline, resilience, purpose, environment, and embracing discomfort, you create a solid foundation for rising above average living. This journey is ongoing, demanding patience and persistence, but it promises a life marked by continual growth and meaningful accomplishment. The turning point in the journey of rising above average living comes when a person makes a decisive choice, a moment of clarity and commitment that changes everything. This is the moment when the voice of fear and doubt is finally confronted and overcome, and the decision to pursue growth with unwavering determination is made. It's a moment that can come unexpectedly or after a long period of struggle, but when it arrives, it marks the shift from passive acceptance to active pursuit of one's highest potential. This key moment often arises from a deep dissatisfaction with the status quo, a feeling so strong that staying the same is no longer an option. It might be triggered by an event, such as a personal failure, a loss, or a realization that time is slipping away without meaningful progress. Whatever the catalyst, this moment is defined by a powerful inner resolve to break free from limiting patterns and to take full responsibility for one's life. It is a commitment to no longer settle for average, but to pursue excellence regardless of obstacles. At this point, the individual begins to see challenges differently. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are now viewed as opportunities for learning and growth. Failure is reframed as feedback, not a verdict. The fear that once held them back becomes fuel for action. This shift in perspective is transformative, as it replaces hesitation with courage and apathy with passion. It is a breakthrough in mindset that propels sustained effort and resilience. With this renewed determination, habits and routines start to change. The small daily choices that once supported comfort and complacency are replaced by intentional actions aligned with long-term goals. The individual becomes more disciplined, consistently investing time and energy into growth activities. Distractions and excuses lose their grip, as the vision of a better life becomes a constant source of motivation. Support systems and environments also take on new significance during this phase. The person actively seeks out mentors, peers, or communities that encourage and challenge them. They understand the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences that reinforce their commitment. This network provides encouragement, accountability, and fresh perspectives, making the climb less lonely and more manageable. Importantly, the individual embraces the discomfort that comes with change. They no longer avoid difficult conversations, hard work, or uncertainty. Instead, they see discomfort as a sign of progress, a necessary part of transformation. This acceptance empowers them to push beyond limits and expand their capabilities continuously. This climax moment is not a final destination, but a powerful turning point in the ongoing journey of rising above average living. It marks the awakening of potential and the commitment to a life of purpose, excellence, and meaningful impact. From here, every step forward is fueled by this unwavering resolve, transforming ordinary existence into extraordinary living. Rising above average living is a journey that begins with awareness and requires intentional effort, courage, and persistence. It is not simply about achieving external success or accumulating material wealth, but about transforming the way you think, act, and relate to your purpose. Throughout this journey, the most critical factor is a mindset that refuses to accept mediocrity and instead strives for continual growth and improvement. The process involves recognizing and overcoming internal barriers, such as fear, limiting beliefs, and habits that keep you confined to comfort zones. It means developing discipline to replace distractions with productive routines, resilience to face setbacks without losing momentum, and clarity of purpose to guide your daily actions. These elements work together to create a strong foundation for lasting change. Rising above average living also demands a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Growth does not occur within the boundaries of familiarity. It requires stepping into the unknown and facing challenges head-on. This courageous stance enables you to expand your capabilities and build confidence over time. It is through this cycle of challenge and adaptation that true transformation happens. Another essential aspect is the influence of your environment and relationships. Surrounding yourself with supportive, motivated, and like-minded individuals accelerates your progress. Positive connections provide encouragement, accountability, and fresh perspectives that keep you aligned with your goals. Conversely, distancing yourself from negative influences is necessary to prevent old patterns from pulling you back. Ultimately, rising above average living is a commitment to yourself, a promise to pursue a life that reflects your highest potential and deepest values. It is a journey marked by intentional choices, ongoing learning, and purposeful action. While the path may be difficult at times, the rewards are profound: greater fulfillment, meaningful impact, and a sense of personal mastery. This journey is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to confront their limitations, set clear goals, and persist through challenges. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the extraordinary life you desire. The difference between average and exceptional lies not in luck or circumstance, but in the mindset and habits you cultivate. As you reflect on your own life, consider what it means to truly rise above average living. What changes can you begin making today to move beyond comfort and toward growth? The opportunity to transform your life is within reach. Embrace it with courage and determination, and watch yourself flourish in ways you never thought possible. Now is the time to take control of your life and decide whether you will continue living within the limits of average or commit to rising above it. The choice is yours, and every moment wasted in hesitation is a moment lost to potential unrealized. It starts with a simple but powerful decision to refuse complacency and embrace the journey of growth and transformation. You don't need perfect conditions or a grand plan to begin. What you need is the willingness to take the first step. Start by reflecting on where you are right now. Are your daily habits and routines supporting the life you truly want, or are they keeping you stuck in patterns of comfort and mediocrity? Identify one small change you can make today, whether it's dedicating a few minutes to learning something new, setting a clear goal, or simply choosing to face a fear rather than avoid it. These small steps, taken consistently, create momentum that leads to significant progress. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Seek out mentors, communities, or peers who share your commitment to rising above average. Their encouragement and accountability will help you stay focused during difficult times. Remember, your environment shapes your mindset and influences your actions more than you might realize. Choose to be around those who uplift and propel you forward. Be prepared to face discomfort and setbacks along the way. Growth rarely happens without challenge. When obstacles arise, don't see them as reasons to quit, but as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. Resilience is built through persistence and a mindset that views failure as feedback, not defeat. Keep your purpose at the center of your efforts, letting it fuel your determination to keep moving forward. Commit to continuous learning and self-improvement. Make it a priority to expand your skills, knowledge, and awareness regularly. Read books, attend workshops, listen to podcasts, or engage in conversations that push you beyond your current limits. Growth is a lifelong process, and the more you invest in yourself, the greater your ability to rise above average living. Let me put it this way. If you'll do any of these, you'll actually learn. Ultimately, rising above average living is about taking ownership of your life. It's about refusing to let fear, doubt, or circumstance dictate your destiny. The extraordinary life you desire is within your reach. Start now by making a conscious choice to pursue it. Take that step today and watch how your life begins to transform in ways you never imagined possible. Your future self will thank you for the courage and commitment you show right now.